Well, at least he listens. Afternoon, folks. Haven't done one of these for a while, but I'm compelled to today. I mean, look at this. It's freezing. End of June. We know what it is. The constant dimming of the sun with the geoengineering that's happening out here in the UK. You know, all the people maybe who are listening going, oh, another conspiracy theorist. Well, just stay really calm and go, well, can you explain maybe why several states in the US have passed bills banning excessive amounts of radiation and geoengineering, stratospheric injection, cloud seeding, weather modification over their territories? I mean, there must be something to it if states in the US have done this. I mean, for me, it's not even a case of if, possibly, or they might be doing it. They fucking are doing it. Sorry for swearing, but they are. None of this weather is natural or normal. I don't know whether you can make that tower out over there in the distance. I should have brought binoculars. Looks like there might be someone on that. Wouldn't surprise me if they were sticking more arrays on them. Especially at the moment with things heating up and people asking so many questions of local councils. I've sent my council a couple of notices now, as well as freedom of information requests. One that was answered really late, weeks late in fact. It was only answered weeks late after I sent the council another letter. But unfortunately for the council, the reply I did get was kind of sunken. You see, in that reply, it said, it's not quoted word for word, I should have brought the thing out with me, but I haven't. But the reply said, we at the council are not responsible as to whether or not, sorry, start again. We at the council are not responsible as to whether or not mobile phone frequencies affect the growth of cells in young children. Legislation for these masts is laid down by the government, or words to that effect. Basically the council was saying, hey, nothing to do with us, we just do what the government tells us. I'm like, yeah, right, that's all well and good, but the fact of the matter is, if you look at the 1974 Health and Safety at Work Act, which is designed to keep the public from undue harms, so it's not just for working, it's for people walking in the street, living in their homes, then once something has been reported to you as a potential danger that needs looking into and could actually be causing or potentially cause serious harm to the public, especially children, then that council have a duty of care and an obligation and a sworn oath of office to investigate such allegations. But we know well that they're being told from higher up, oh. But listen, here's the thing. Myself and another friend, Matty, have got hundreds of recorded readings of these things, going way over the recommended guidelines. So let me just remind you what recommended guidelines mean, set by ICNIP. I think they're International Council of Non-Ionising Radiation or something like that. But anyway, these guys apparently set the standards. And what they say is that 2 meters squared cell damage can be observed. But let's break those words down. At 2 meters squared, cell damage can be observed. So what they're saying is that's the point, that they can start seeing cell damage happening, meaning that's as far as microscopes and detection equipment can read at the moment. Meaning the cell damage has already started. Even a tiny little bit of mutation in a cell is the start of damage, and they might be able to see that. So unfortunately, Anglesey County Council, or Merion, whatever your name is, you've been told, you've been informed of these things, so you have a duty of care to investigate further. It's really simple. Sorry, maybe it's fucking me, but having been a working at height rope access safety supervisor, level 3 trainer for the best part of 25 years, I think I have a pretty good understanding of the Health and Safety at Work Act. And the easiest way for me to sort of break it down into simple layman's terms for people is, if I've got a job cordoned off, or I've got lads working on ropes, and a member of the public comes up to me and says, excuse me, some of the, I don't know, maybe they're washing windows or maybe they're replacing some panels. A member of the public comes up and says, excuse me, some water's just splashed over the barrier, or a nut has just bounced outside your barrier. Then first thing I do is stop work, stop the job, halt all activity. And then we go risk assess again what happened, and we write a method statement out to stop that happening again. And only once all those health and safety legal obligations have been fulfilled via a trail of paperwork can work begin again. Dead simple. So, Anglesey County Council, I've got hundreds of readings of masts far exceeding the ICNIP guidelines, and your excuse of you're not responsible for looking into whether or whether not these frequencies affect children's cellular development, you kind of just shot yourself in the foot, really. Sorry. If you want to go legal with this, then great, let's take it to court. Because all I'm asking is for it to stop, for it to be audited, a full forensic, transparent audit of all the contracts, tenders leading up to those contract awards, the people involved, the names involved, and who may have possibly got, I don't know, some campaign funding, for want of a better word. Look, the age of stupidity is behind us, and the age of us just taking it is over. It never really began for me because I've never really listened to this lot or any of their predecessors, given I was brought up in a northwest Thatcherite England in a new town called Skelmersdale. Then I've always had a good idea what the ruling classes have been about and government's been about. It's just been about protecting your friends and your buddies and making everyone a load of money. And then as generations of councillors have changed, they've just taken up the mantle of their predecessor and carried on as normal without question. However, it's our turn to question now, and I am seriously wanting to see some movement out of this from Anglesey County Council. Look, another mast over there. In fact, there's two over there. There's one there, one just in between the trees there. And I've taken readings on both of them, and they're both shocking as well. So there's the thing, Merion at Anglesey County Council. And I'm naming you because I've written to you and I've made you aware of these harms. I've made you aware of this pollution, which is, well, here's another quick example for the people who are still in doubt of what's going on and need convincing. Well, not convincing, but need it breaking down in terms that they can understand. If there was a huge pile of tyres being burned in the centre of Llangefni over there, you'd see a huge pall of smoke rising up into the sky. And before you knew it, especially on a Sunday afternoon, you'd have the police there, you'd probably have the county council there, environmental health, you'd probably be arrested on site for a number of not misdemeanors, a number of crimes they'd probably pin on you because they'd be wanting to make some money off you. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Yeah. You'd be getting fined, you'd be getting arrested, you'd be getting a criminal record. And it's the only reason you'd have been found out is because someone will have seen a big trail of dirty smoke going up into the sky and gone, oh, what's going on there? Someone burning tyres, I'm calling the police. However, with that mast there, because our eyes do not see on the same frequency as those towers emit in terms of frequencies, vibrations, which is all smoke and fire, is all heat and energy is vibration, don't forget. We can't see them, our eyes aren't tuned to that wavelength, so we can't see them. But I tell you now, if they were, you'd see a dirty, great big black pall of smoke reaching up into the sky off both of them and swamping the surrounding areas. Then probably what you'd see is loads of little plumes over the houses where the Wi-Fi boxes are all picking up stuff off that. If you haven't read it, read Arthur Firstenberg's The Invisible Rainbow, and there's a couple of other books. I mean, I can't remember, this one guy who was a bit better than Arthur Firstenberg because he didn't avoid some of the points that Arthur Firstenberg did avoid in his book. Once I've remembered who it is and gone through my files, I'll post that up because it's a really interesting read. However, the issue we have at hand at the moment is this needs to be stopped, along with other things that are going on up there. And the only way it stops is when we actually stop it. That's why I'm wondering where all the men are in the UK. This is happening to your lineage, to your children.